just go ahead and get started. Thanks for coming as usual on Monday afternoon. We'll just kind of recap the game after we got a chance to watch the film and talk about our upcoming opponent. Just like I felt Saturday after the game, there were a lot of positives. It's great to get the win. It's exactly what we needed to do against that opponent. If it would have been a closer game, obviously probably wouldn't have felt real good when it was over. But we did what we needed to do. A great win. After watching the film, a lot of really good things on film. Several things we still have to improve and get better at as we move forward. And we get into Big Ten play against better competition. Probably the most impressive thing on the film was the number of young players that got a chance to play and the production and performance that they put on. And that's in all three phases. We had a lot of young players play on offense. Several young players played on defense. Tyshawn Fall got an interception. Rashawn Battle got his first action, got an interception. Was really excited about that. On special teams, we've got a lot of young players playing on special teams. Justin Davidowitz is doing an outstanding job kicking the ball off. We got several guys covering on the kickoff unit that are freshmen or first-time players, and they're doing an outstanding job on that unit. So it's exciting to see that. Jonathan Lewis, obviously, 4 touchdowns, really good first game of a substantial action for him. And I think he was named Big Ten Freshman of the Week or Co-Freshman of the Week, something like that. So great honor for him. But it's also great for the other guys that are around him because we obviously put him in situations where we're pretty close to the goal line, and he was able to punch the ball in. But it was because of the work of a lot of other people to get that done. Offensively, we ran the ball well. We always want to be able to run the ball, but we have to get more balance to our offense. There was one thing that we needed to do better in that game was have more balance, especially in the first half. Second half, not so much when the score gets that way, but the first half and moving forward, we have to be able to play with balance. We got to clean up the penalties on offense. Too many penalties, and especially in critical situations that would get us beat. And we've already struggled with that in the 2 games that we've lost. Defensively, I think we continue to play steady. We had a mental error on the very first play of the game that gave them their biggest play of the game, I believe, on a pass play. But we continue to play pretty steady, pretty consistent football on defense. We do need to find a way to pressure the quarterback more on first and second down. We're not getting the quarterback, and there's a couple reasons for it. It's partly what the offense is doing with their protection and getting rid of the ball, pretty quick. But we have to be more creative in what we're doing there. Special teams. Really happy with the steady improvement that we're making each week from that standpoint. When you look at our kickoff team, I was not happy with our kickoff team last year, and we've made huge strides in that area. It does start with the kicker. Justin's doing a great job. We got more touchbacks yesterday, or Saturday I should say, than we had all last season. We had more pin'ems, tackles inside the 20-yard line than we had last year. So there's a combination of the kicker, we're getting really good hang time, we're getting good distance, allows our coverage to get out in the field. And I really like the guys on the coverage unit just as much as the kicker. The attitude that they're going down the field with, the fundamentals, the toughness that they're displaying on that unit. There's a lot of energy and excitement, and they really want to set the tone for the game when they take the field, if they do for the first snap. So really excited about that. We blocked another kick, had a chance for another blocked punt, just missed it. Hunter Hyatt just missed one in the end zone. That's 2 weeks in a row been able to block a kick, and we need to keep that trend going as we go through the season. And that's really what we saw from the game from last Saturday. Is we just quick comments about Nebraska. It's a new season. It's Big Ten play, and non-conference is over. And I really feel like we've improved a lot. Even though the 1-2 record in non-conference is disappointing, there's a lot of areas on our football team that we've improved. And I think there's been some drastic improvement, and it has to continue that way for us to be able to have success in the Big Ten. But a ton of respect for Nebraska, Coach Riley, their staff, and just their program overall. It's going to be a tough challenge to go to a hostile environment like it is in Lincoln and has been for so many years. Offensively, they can run the ball. Obviously, Tanner Lee can throw the ball around pretty good also. They have a unique style on defense that's different than what we've seen and probably will see the whole year. And they're good on special teams. They've returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and they do a pretty good job on their special teams units too. So excited for the challenge, but more excited just to continue to watch our team grow and improve. And it's our first road test and see how we handle that also. So with that, I'll go ahead and open up for questions.
Rutgers, you said their defense is unique. What's unique about it?
A lot of 8-man drop. They rush 3 a lot. The way they line up some of their overhang players, their field and boundary backers is a little bit unique, but a ton of drop 8 in 3-man rush, more so than what you typically see.
You've had a training camp and 3 games to evaluate this team. What's your confidence level in being able to win some games in the Big Ten this year?
I think our team is confident that we're improving, and again, they're disappointed in the non-conference record of being 1-2, but I think they see a lot of improvement in certain areas. And as long as we continue to do that, then they're very confident that we can go have success.
What stood out to you on film from rewatching Nebraska's loss from Saturday?
Probably a lot like ours to Eastern Michigan. They had opportunities to win the game and didn't make them. They had several plays that were there. They could have changed that game and give them a chance to win it. You look at the stats. They I would say probably dominated the game statistically, but just not on the scoreboard. And they're a big physical football team up front on both sides of the ball. They've got good skill players and they got good schemes and. Again, they just didn't make the plays, like I'm sure they wanted to in that game. It's probably what they're feeling too.
What's the progress of Amir Mitchell, and are you expecting him back relatively soon?
He's still in rehab.
So he's probably not going to play this week?
No, he's not playing this week. No, he hasn't. He's yet to practice.
Two questions that really go hand in hand. The first one is Jerome Washington, 12 catches, which is I think what your leading tight end had last year at the end of 12 games. So what's he added, and then are you getting enough production from your receivers, from the wide receivers, besides the tight ends and running backs?
Yeah, Jerome has been a great addition to the offense. He's a great combination of a receiver and a run blocker. He can play on the line. He could flex out. He could do a lot of things for us. He's got great hands, really good route runner, and really excited. We felt like he was going to be able to do what he's doing right now, really all through last season when we watched him on the scout team when he was ineligible to play because of the transfer. We really were hoping that we were going to get this type of player. So it's nice to see that it's actually turned out that way. In terms of the wide receivers, there's a combination of things. We do want to get more production in the pass game with our wide receivers. But it starts with protection up front. We've got to be able to protect the quarterback to get that done, and the quarterback's got to throw, good balls also. So there's a lot that goes into it. We've talked a lot as a staff. We have to improve our pass game on first and second down. That has to happen. If we don't have that balance, we're not going to win games. But it's not just a wide receiver deal, a quarterback deal, an O-line group. It's all of those pieces working together. And that's how you have a productive pass game. And right now, all of those areas have not worked together consistently enough to give us the type of results we want in the pass game. And we've been working on it. We're going to continue to work on it. And it's something that's got to start to show up on Saturday. But, again, last Saturday, we were able to run the ball basically as much as we wanted, so that it's a little different story. But we're not going to be able to do that moving forward.
Kind of like what Keith had asked previously, but how much can a win like this against Morgan State, what can this do for you guys mentally before you head into your first Big Ten?
A win's a win. A lot of people say it was Morgan State. I don't really care. It's a win's a win. I'm more concerned about our improvement and the way we played in that win. Did we go out and execute cleanly, and were we playing really hard with good fundamentals? I say we were for the majority of that game. But to be able to go in the locker room after, I don't know, what was 11 or 12 losses in a row, I stopped counting a while ago. But to go in the locker room and celebrate like that, that's a big deal for those players. And again, I think this season we are a different team. Our team is very confident, but we all know we need to go out on Saturdays on the field and get some victories to build that confidence. And it was huge. It was a huge morale boost to the program.
As someone who grew up in the Midwest, when you grew up in the Midwest, was Nebraska football something that was part of your radar? Was something that became part of your life following that little?
No, it wasn't a part of my life. I mean, they were really good, when I was growing up. And I've competed against Nebraska a lot over the years. Back when I was at Iowa State as a young coach, when I was at Wisconsin, we played them. Did not play them when I was at Ohio State, but. They were one of the best teams in the country, one of the best programs in the country, winning national championships. I remember, I think one of the first times I ever played them, they were, top 5 team. So They got great history, great tradition. You know, it has nothing to do with this game. You know, but got a lot of respect for that program, and Coach Riley have competed against him when I was a D coordinator at Wisconsin. We played Oregon State twice, once in Madison, once out in Corvallis. So very familiar with him and what he's done also as a head coach.
Coach, you mentioned playing all the freshmen, and Sam Bretman and Michael Clark played for the first time. What kind of went into the decision to play them, and where are they at development?
The score.
Score.
mean,
But where are
simple
they
as that.
developmental-wise, and like, you know, as far as, you know, not redshirting them, what kind of went
Well,
into
the redshirt, I mean, that's never been an option. You know, we don't have the depth. You know, we have to play a lot of positions. The linebackers have been in a two deep since really they walked on campus. Some of the offensive linemen have been in a two deep since they've walked on campus. That's just where we're at. You know, in some positions, wide receivers and other. Those are the three probably that you see. You know, freshmen in a two deep and freshmen contributing right away and playing. And we knew that was going to be the case. You know, last year we just didn't have the depth at linebacker. We didn't have the depth, you know, on the O-line. And obviously when we lost a number of wide receivers that we lost, we knew that the depth was going to come from young players. So it's out of necessity that they have to play, which is fine. But in terms of getting into the games, you know, Saturday was great to be able to give them an opportunity for the ones that haven't done it yet, just to see where they're at. You can go out and practice and do all that, but the game experience is invaluable, and to be able to get out there against somebody else and actually execute calls and get a chance to compete and perform, you know, that builds their confidence level also to be able to do that. Then when they get to do it again, hopefully they're more prepared for the moment.
Take two more questions.
General philosophy, when you see a team like Nebraska lose the week before, you know, they're a talented team, is that a good thing because it exposes some
It
flaws?
doesn't matter.
Or chomping at the
It's
bit?
all about us. You know, I know people talk about, you know, this and that. It's all about us. We're worried about us. They'll worry about their team and prepare their team and do whatever they need to do. They'll be ready to play a really good football game, and we have to be the same. You know, whether they won or lost, it doesn't matter. First Big Ten game for them, first Big Ten game for us. They'll be ready to play a great game. You know, we have to do the same, and that's really what it's all about.
Chris, after 3 straight home games, are you interested in seeing how your team reacts to being on the road and also how they react to the atmosphere in Nebraska?
Absolutely. It's going to be a challenge because we're taking so many young players on the road in a college environment that have never done it before. There's going to be a lot of players that are going to be playing out in Lincoln. It's one of the best college environments in all of college football, and to be able to go out there for the first time for some of these young guys, we'll see how they handle it. You know, I'm excited to see how they do. I think they're mature enough to handle it, but sometimes it's a good thing. I think we're ready for a road challenge, a road opportunity, a different scene on game day. Sometimes that brings out the best in people also. So I think our football team is looking forward to doing that, and why not go to Lincoln and give it a shot? It's a great place and great environment.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.